organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Driving Drunk. We'll tell you an update about the woman accused of hitting a University of Iowa student who was visiting Purdue University.
And free stuff from your phone. We'll tell you about a mobile app that could help you win big.
And in sports, an exclusive interview with the man that broke the Big Ten divisional realignment story, ESPN's Adam Rittenberg.
All that and much more is coming your way next.
Stay tuned because Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Nicole Meehan.
And I'm Lauren Moss.
We have an update for you on the woman charged with hitting a University of Iowa student with her car. 25-year-old Courtney Nichols left police custody Monday evening after posting the $12,500 bail. Nichols is charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated and causing serious injury, among other charges. She allegedly hit 22-year-old UI student Nicole Ruffalo on the morning of April 20th. Doctors put Ruffalo in a medically induced coma immediately following the accident. Friends report that Ruffalo has since opened her eyes but is still in critical condition.
And UI graduate students met Tuesday night to initiate their newly appointed leaders. Sally Mason joined the Executive Council of Graduate and Professional Students to discuss past accomplishment and new goals for the organization. Michael Appel, the current president of the ECGPS, said that he hopes the new president, Ben Gillig, and VP Matt Enrique will continue to show the UI and Iowa how important graduate and professional students are to the state.
100 Grannies, a local organization, gathered to celebrate their one-year anniversary Tuesday and talk about their initiatives for the rest of the year. The group's main goal is to ban the use of plastic bags in Iowa City. On average, plastic bags are only used for 12 minutes each. The 100 Grannies hope to get Iowa City to start using other eco-friendly options like reusable shopping bags. You can read more about 100 Grannies celebration in tomorrow's issue of the Daily Iowan.
A new iPhone may help you win some free prizes in Iowa City. The KRUUE smartphone app is a new college endorsement label. You can use the free app to scan codes available on businesses around campus or their social media page. Active Endeavors is one business that has collaborated with the app. They say they have seen benefits after becoming KRUUE approved.
When they approached us, it just sounded like a very good idea to reach out to more students that, we may not be reaching out to with our current forms of advertising and marketing.
And just over 2,000 students have used the app and already won several prizes.
And coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Battle of the Bodybuilders. We'll give you a preview of some of the incredible photos that you will see in Wednesday's issue of the Daily Iowan.
And in sports, 2 Iowa football players are leaving the program. Find out who in just a bit.
But first, let's throw it over to Whitney Blakemore for a quick look at the weather. Whitney?
Thanks, guys. And it looks like we may finally be having that spring weather we have all been waiting for. Tomorrow morning will start off a bit chilly, however, with temps hitting around 37 and sunny skies. As we head into the afternoon, the sun will disappear behind those clouds, but the temperature will warm up to the high for the day at 48. And those April showers aren't done yet, as the evening will bring a 40% chance of rain. Now taking a look into our extended forecast, Thursday's high will be at about 59 degrees with that sun out. Friday and Saturday will warm up with high around 70 and partly cloudy skies. And Sunday and Monday will be the warmest days of the week with highs around 79. But while Monday may be warm, it will also be wet with a 70% chance of precipitation. Well, that's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
There will be a new shelter in Lower City Park soon. The city of Iowa City is replacing the 55-year-old one that currently stands near the corner of Dubuque Street and Park Road. After 3 floods, the director of Parks and Recreation, Michael Moran, says it's time for a new one.
So it'll look nice. It'll be a big attraction as soon as people come into the park. hopefully accommodate all the big groups that we have on a regular basis down there.
The new shelter is planned to be completed in September and will be the largest park shelter in the area.
And check out this impressive guy. His name is Stephen Taylor. He's an Iowa native turned bodybuilder. Here's a sneak peek at some of the photos that will run in tomorrow's issue of the Daily Iowan. Our own photographer, Callie Mitchell, will give you a closer look into the life of a bodybuilder, including the rigorous diets and exercise regimens. Through Stephen's story, you can get a glimpse of what life is like for a bodybuilder training for their first competition.
And now let's take a look at what's happening outside of Iowa City. One of the Boston Marathon bombing suspects was an avid reader of the jihadist websites and extremist propaganda. U.S. officials said Tuesday Tamerlan Tsarnaev and his brother Dzhokhar were motivated by an anti-American radical version of Islam. Dzhokhar was charged on Monday with carrying out the bombing with his older brother, who was killed last week. Their surviving younger brother could face the death penalty.
Hackers compromised the main Twitter account of the Associated Press Tuesday. Including in the hacking was an erroneous tweet about an attack on the White House, which was sent from an AP account. The tweet said there had been 2 explosions at the White House and President Obama was hurt. The AP suspended the account and said it was working to correct the issue.
And France legalized gay marriage on Tuesday after a large national debate. The topic drew huge protests from both sides of the divide. The vote passed in the Socialist Majorist Assembly by nearly 100 votes, and officials said the first gay weddings could take place as soon as June.
For more in sports, let's toss it over to Allie Wright.
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. We talk Big Ten realignment, some Iowa spring football, and find out who is going to this year's Rose Bowl with ESPN.com's Adam Rittenberg. Coming up, but we start today's program with more turnover for the Iowa football program. Change and uncertainty when it comes to the gridiron is something head coach Kirk Ferentz should be getting used to by now, announcing Tuesday afternoon that both Torrey Campbell and Kevin Buford will be leaving the program for different reasons. Buford, a would-be sophomore for the Hawks in 2013, played in multiple games for the Hawks this year, while Campbell has left the program to focus on his track and field future. That news breaking Tuesday afternoon, and changes to the Big Ten divisional system, of course, breaking over the weekend. The man that broke that news, ESPN.com's Adam Rittenberg, now kind enough to join the program. And Adam, when did you first hear the rumblings that something may be up?
We reported about a month ago that the kind of the division debate was basically down to Purdue or Indiana, which team was going to go last. And some athletic coaches we talked to after their meeting in January, everyone talked about geography, and then some specifically talked about the time zone line being kind of an important divider. The only thing that really remained was the fact that you had 8 teams in the Eastern time zone and only 6 in the Central. So one team would have to move from the East to the Central. And, if you just go strictly by geography, which is what they ended up doing, Purdue's campus is located slightly west of Indiana, so they really made a complete geographic split.
Now, the initial response to the divisions is that they may be a little bit unbalanced with traditional powers, Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan, all in the conference's new Western Division. We looked at the numbers earlier today, and they are actually more even than some might think. What kind of response have you gotten so far?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a perception that it'll be lopsided, and even some Nebraska fans are concerned that the West become a lot more like the Big 12 North, which was a division that no one really paid attention to in the Big 12. It was all about the South with Oklahoma and Texas Tech and A&M and so forth. But I think you bring up a good point that over time things do tend to balance out.
Now let's transition out of Big Ten realignment and talk some black and gold. Spring practices are winding down. What's your take on Kirk's crew going into 2014? Can this linebacking crew help turn things around?
Yeah, I think linebacker is certainly one of them, and definitely the strength on defense with all the starters coming back. James Morris has played a ton of football. Hitchens came on last year as a guy, playmaker type, and I think on the offensive side, you got to look at the running back spot. I know it's a little scary to do that given Iowa's history, but if all those guys can stay healthy and eligible, Mark Weissman, for a stretch last year was one of the Big Ten's best players. Damon Bullock showed that when he's healthy, he can be a difference maker. Iowa, and Jordan Canzeri is another guy who can help out at that spot. I think it's going to be really important for Iowa to have a strong running back core, a good offensive line, some help from Fedorowicz and the other tight ends.
We'll get you out of here on this, Adam, and we know it's early, but who do you think is playing in Indianapolis at the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really has changed this spring. I think Michigan's a team that's taken some steps forward. They're not deep at certain positions. Quarterback's definitely one of them, but I think they're building depth there through their improved recruiting efforts, and I think they're a team that's going to challenge in the Legends division along with several others. I think that's definitely going to be the more competitive division. Nebraska won the division last year. They returned almost everyone on offense. They have significant questions on defense. I think a team a lot of people aren't talking about is Northwestern. They went 10-3 last year, and they returned virtually everybody from a team that was leading in all 3 games that it lost in the fourth quarter. So that's a pretty good football team. Their schedule does get harder. And in Michigan State, it's kind of the same deal. Great defense, should be among the nation's best again, but the offense has some major question marks, more so than even Iowa. So I think all 4 of those teams are teams to watch in that division. And then the Legends, the leaders, I think it'll be basically a 2-team race between Ohio State and Wisconsin.
Thanks for speaking with us, Adam. That'll do it for us here tonight in the sports studio. A whole lot more coming up throughout the week as we ramp up our coverage ahead of this weekend's Iowa Spring Game. Gridiron not the only thing on the schedule, though. Be sure to tune in to Wednesday night's show for another exclusive interview with a Hawk that spent 4 years in Iowa City on the hardwood, Eric May. Nicole, Lauren, back to you guys at the desk.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Wednesday's edition of the Daily Iowan. Read about what locals had to say at a Tuesday forum about the proposed Johnson County Justice Center.
And see why the Iowa Coalition Against the Shadow plans to appeal City Council's recent denial of their rezoning request.
Well, we have some special guests on set here tonight.
That's right, we got the Coralville Tiger Cubs with us here.
They've been watching us doing the latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. You can check us out tomorrow or at the same time online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for watching, and 3, 2, 1. Have a good night.